So stalking, it's not a very nice term, is it? I know within my career of working in personal safety and law and working over the years, whenever an attendee has come up to me and said, "Will, I think I'm being stalked," or "What do you think of stalking?" it does actually raise a bit of a concern of mine. And that's because it's against staff. And I'm not saying it's any different to an individual, but when it's towards a member of staff, there's certain things that have to be addressed. So let's have a quick look at stalking. So stalking, no organisation that I have worked with likes to hear that word. And over my career, it has raised its head. And what we've had to work out in the sense of an organisation and myself is, okay then, what level of risk is this at? i.e., in what manner is this individual, shall we say, carrying out this act against this member of staff? Is it because they're, shall we say, lonely? Do they just need company? Is it a point of, shall we say, more dangerous than that? There's so many different levels, and only a psychologist will probably go through the intricate details of the reasons why, or the desires, or the, shall we say, the want to be with the individual in question. My job is quite simple. I always look at the level of risk. What level of risk? And what can we do to change that behaviour, or what can we do to ensure the safety of the staff member? Now, what I try to do is give across in all my videos my personal experience within this occupation of, shall we say, dealing in workplace violence, whether it's from the personal safety or the lone working end. And again, it's what I do on a daily basis, whether I'm talking to people that have been involved in an incident, or I'm dealing with, shall we say, sessions on our virtual classroom training at the moment, or clients are talking to me about e-learning. But it doesn't matter across the board. When someone approaches me and says, "Well, we have a risk," or "Can you address what the risk is around stalking?" I say, well, look, we have to look at the basics straight away. One is the organisation. Has it risk assessed this correctly? Have we looked at it and said, yes, this is a definite risk? Because if it is, we need to put measures in place, i.e. do we change the staff around? Do we assess the right level of staff or the right personality of staff to the person who we're dealing with? Have we got the right personality doing that role? Now, I'm on about any role. That means working in the housing and care sector, working in hospitality, working even in retail. Because if you're sat there thinking that I have just dealt with incidents of stalking around one specific sector, you're wrong. I've had it in all sorts of sectors, even in the public service. So I always say to organisations, right, we need to address this. We need to look at it. What are we going to do? What fail-safe measures are we going to place to make sure we protect all of the staff, inclusive if the person who is carrying out this, shall we say, action, if they are vulnerable, how do we protect them? And that's a total different, more element of a video that I'm sure professionals out there will deal with and explain in more detail than what I can. What I'm going to explain to you is, what should we be looking for? What are the signs? Well, I do it in different levels as well, but let's take it in no specific order. Right, have we got an individual that is, shall we say, turning up at work quite regularly for no reason? Just no reason, wanting to see you, wanting to speak to you for no specific reason, but this is over a long period of time. Have they got to a point where they're constantly ringing you? Are they getting to a point of where they are actually connecting with you on, say, certain social media platforms? I try to encourage staff not to connect with clients, staff, guests, or anything like that on any form of social media, because when they're in work, they're in the professional behaviour. When they're at home in their personal time, that's their personal time. They should really keep it separate. But how is this person, shall we say, engaging with the individual? Are they, say, turning up within the area of where they live? I always say this, if you've got an individual that appears at your front door or close to your front door in the sense of within your area, that's a serious matter. That should be addressed straight away, because we want to know why that person is in the vicinity of your home. So we'll take that over there as a given. Then I ask people to think about it. What is the behaviour like around you? Are they telling you personal stuff? Are they, shall we say, telling you stuff that you don't really want to know? Are they actually inquiring more about your personal life? Are they asking about your life, where you drink, where you socialise? Now, I don't mean in just a normal, shall we say, conversation. Like people say, oh, where do you go at the weekends? What's your hobbies? I'm on about intricately finding out What is your personal life like? Like, where do you exactly socialize? Who do you socialize with? Secrets or stories they want to know about your personal life, like what your family do, what your ex-partners relationships were like. These real in-depth questions that can make you obviously feel uncomfortable. Are they actually giving you gifts? Are they giving you gifts that's outside, I like to say, is the norm? I mean, I've worked in different sectors, and some sectors where people will give them small gifts like Easter eggs or Christmas cards or something just small. Do you know what I mean? Just as cakes and things like that, just to say thank you for your help. But I'm on about, like, for instance, alcohol or perfume or jewellery, expensive items. These are the brackets I'm asking you to think about. Are they actually forcing themselves upon you? Because I try to explain to people that when I talk about being given gifts, some people just give gifts just for the sake of friendship, which is nice. But what I'm on about is when somebody gives people expensive gifts, there could be an alternative motive behind it. I.e., when someone gives someone an expensive gift, what do they want in return? What do they want? Loyalty, friendship, partnership, relationship? What is it to do with it? I then talk about the sense when I try to ask people, is there something they're doing to make you feel uncomfortable? Are they starting to meet you at the door when you're entering the building all the time? Are they appearing in locations? I have actually had a case many years ago where I had a staff member. She would always do her shopping on a Wednesday night at the grocery store, and this individual turned up and would walk round. And when I was brought in and I explained this isn't really, shall I say, not in the sense of normal, but not counted as safe behaviour, the individual said to me, well, sure, it's just a bit of fun, it's nothing. And when I explained the actual details of it and showed the timeline, they did realise that there is a concern. There's other things that can come into it as well, in the sense of are they threatening to harm themselves if you don't help them? Are they giving you emotional subjects to make you feel sorry for them? Are they telling you things in that context that could possibly affect your behaviour within it? I understand a lot of us want to show a degree of empathy and sympathy towards people, but you've got to understand, you've got to see the fine line between the professional behaviour and the personal behaviour. When you're in the workplace, you are in your professional behaviour. If somebody tries from your professional environment, involuntary, against your permission, to try and enter into your personal, that's when we have a concern. And it's happened in many sectors, and I've dealt with it from guests to, shall we say, even passengers, to, say, members of the public, to clients, to even internally of staff. I've actually dealt with it. And the overall way I try to address it is quite simple. If it doesn't feel right, it genuinely doesn't feel right. Speak to a colleague. Speak to somebody that this person's behaviour is making you feel uncomfortable. But one thing I want to leave you with is this. Don't ignore it. If the person is carrying out some of them actions I've already mentioned, don't ignore it. Because as I joke, on a serious matter, the only one that's going to keep you safe is you. And if you don't act, before you know it, this goes on for a long time, and then the other person who's carrying out these actions of following you or watching you or buying you gifts or doing something, talking personal, they will think that you're allowing it. Now, on my other videos, you'll see I've done certain videos about being followed on foot or being followed in a car. There's loads of other little videos in there that hopefully will help you. Thank you for watching. Please keep watching us on our various platforms, from Twitter to LinkedIn to YouTube channel. Stay safe whatever you're doing, and bye for now.